Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This is sort of the beginning of a new phase for our community, and we're all looking forward to the infrastructure upgrade that we're going to be going through over the next several months. Just a few logistics. Um, for those of you that are on Zoom, would everybody please mute your microphones? This way, we won't hear your dog barking or whatever. We are going to do a moderated Q&A. First, we're going to do question and answer with the people in the audience, and then we're going to switch to people on Zoom. So you'll either be able to ask a question by audio or by submitting a text message through the Zoom app. So just if you're on Zoom, just be patient. You all will get your turn. Given that we had such a great turnout, we're going to consider doing another one of these in the January timeframe. Obviously, we need to look at availability of resources of the facility to do this. If you want to, if some of your colleagues or neighbors may have missed this and want to go through this. What we're going to do is we're going to do a quick overview of the service. I'd like to do a recognition of a and then I'm going to turn it over to the Blue Stream Fiber team, and they're going to do most of the talking, and they're going to hopefully answer as many questions as we get tonight. And we'll do it, as I said, we're going to do a moderated question and answer to try to deal with as many questions that you may have about this exciting event. Okay, just real quick, just want to remind everybody, with Blue Stream Fiber, we have signed a 9-year agreement. We have a fixed price with no escalation for the entire term of the agreement. On a technology perspective, we have, using some fancy terms here, a redundant and diverse circuits with automatic switchover. So what that means is that we have an internet feed coming into the community from Veterans Parkway, Veterans Boulevard, and from Pine Island. So we have two sources of internet coming in. It's configured in a ring so that if one internet feed goes down, we'll still be able to service the entire community. Additionally, part of their technology infrastructure is there's a backup generator that can basically run the network on 6 days of one tank of fuel. So in case we hit another power outage from a storm and stuff like that, you still will be able to have internet to your house if you have power in your house with a generator. We are going to get at the beginning of service 1 gigabit of speed symmetrical. That means up and down. I've been doing speed tests on my trial installation, and it's been pretty close to 1 gig. Can anybody on Zoom please mute your mics, please, because we can hear someone talking. The key thing is, and this is going to be very important for each installation, is you're going to get a dedicated fiber optic connection directly into your home. So that means you have a fiber optic, in theory, can handle down the road 10 years from now, a full 10 gig of internet if we ever need that. Also part of the installation will be 2 or more Wi-Fi pods, what's called Wi-Fi 7, which is the latest version of Wi-Fi technology to distribute the signal throughout your house. And then the last thing is that we have a home app called the Plume Home app, where you can be able to manage your network and your devices. And for example, if you want to keep your spouse from watching Netflix, you can turn off Netflix. Just saying. Okay. Service level agreements. This is going to be very key especially as we get into cutover. Is we have service level agreements for the speed of the service, availability. That means how much uptime we get from them, and customer service metrics, how fast they're going to respond to a call when you call in, and what the turnaround is for showing up. And they are going to be providing monthly reports that the board will be able to review and monitor performance. And then we have, as we discussed last year when we approved the contract, there are financial penalties for non-performance to these metrics. Okay, we still have someone talking on Zoom. Blue Stream, and they're going to talk about this, has offers on a consumer basis a TV package, home phone, and other consumer services. These are optional services that are paid directly by the resident and are not covered by the Sandoval Association. The association neither recommends nor endorses these services. Blue Stream Fiber will be reviewing these services, but our recommendation is you do your own research before deciding. And finally, I'd like to ask Frank and Val to stand up. Stand up. These two people, Frank and Val, did a phenomenal job of working with Blue Stream to make sure that any issues that came up during the construction phase were resolved to the homeowner satisfaction. We still have a few outstanding issues, primarily with some temporary connections from LCEC, but by and large, we've gotten through about 95 to 100 issues that occurred across the 1425 residences in this community. So, but they had a busy summer and fall taking care of all that, and I want to thank them for the work they did. They didn't know what they were getting into when they volunteered for this. The other thing I'd like to thank is the friendlies, or as we're now calling them, the guinea pigs, that got their service turned on last week. Kathleen Johnson, Frank Hennigan, Val Zaliski, Allison and Ruth Sugar, Steve Jennings, and myself were all the guinea pigs last week to sort of help Blue Stream work out the kinks with the installation. And I appreciate the flexibility, especially towards the back end of the week, that we had with the issues that came up, that we're able to come up with a successful resolution. And with that, I'm going to be quiet until we get to Q&A, and it's now Blue Stream. Well, can you pass it over to me? What? Let me get it over. You got it? Just, no, got it. Okay, okay. Right.
Right. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, perfect. Well, thank you. My name is Diana. I'm actually your account manager here for Sandoval. Joined with me together, I have our director of technical operations. This is Andre Meletes. So he's the man that is going to be handling the team that's going to be coming inside of your home to do your installation at your home. I'm also joined in by my counterpart, Kimberly Hitchcock. She's also an account manager as well. And then we also have Gerardo Diaz, who is our tech operations supervisor. So he will actually be here on site quite frequently, making sure that everything goes well with your installations inside your homes. And then I also have Jolie Ferrari. She's going to be after we launch your community and everybody is properly installed. Your community will still have a dedicated account manager, so your board members can reach out directly to her if any issues arise. And then finally, we have Diane Jardina, who is our account coordinator. She has been helping our community, making sure that all the friendlies were scheduled, and for any type of customer service related issues, she's our go-to person. So without further ado, I'll start my presentation here. All right, so this is our agenda here for today. So first things, if you haven't heard about Blue Stream Fiber, you're not very familiar with it, we'll talk a little bit about that, what the network construction looks like.
Can you mute everybody on Zoom from there, because we're getting
Some feedback.
Sorry, Diana.
No worries. Hey, Bill. Bill,
Hey, Phil.
do you happen to have one of those other mics, maybe? Like, no, no, sure.
You want me to do that while you're here? Okay.
Check, 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 check. Still a little background. Hmm. It's hard because I was like, basically all better. Right. All right. So we are ready. So again, as we move on through the agenda, we're also going to be talking about the sign up process and how you can actually call or meet somebody on site to sign up for your services. Of course, the most important part I'm sure you're excited to know about is what products and services we're going to be offering. And of course, I will like to show you some of our customer education resources as well. And then before we actually move on to the questions, I will have Andre Melendez. He's going to show you a video of what to expect during installation. And he's also going to be sharing some tips and tricks before the technician arrives to your home. So, if you have not heard about Blue String Fiber, we actually have been in business for about 45 years. We do offer, of course, internet service through fiber optics. We also have phone service if you like to have a home phone. And we also do have TV services as well. And I'm sure you want to know what's different about Blue String Fiber. Why are we, going with fiber in the first place? So, the difference between fiber optics and probably what you're used to, most people call it cable or coax connection. The difference is that we use fiber optics, which uses light, versus the cable connections usually use a copper line as well. The difference also is that you get to have wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage, meaning that we try to minimize those dead spots inside your home. I'm sure you've noticed certain areas, sometimes you might get a little bit slow internet, and in other areas you have better signal. So with this Wi-Fi technology, we try to minimize that. Other things that are different here with our company is that you have your dedicated account manager, that is me at this time. Of course, after that, you will keep an account manager that's dedicated to your community for the length of your agreement. And all of our customer service is here 100% based in the United States. So when you speak to someone, whether it's customer service or one of our employees here, we all live here, especially our call centers are actually here in the state of Florida. So you will be speaking to someone locally. Now, the big, big difference here with fiber optics, and this is why this is so great, is that we offer symmetrical internet speeds, okay? Now, what does that mean? That means that your upload speeds and your download speeds are going to be the same. Now, why is this important, you ask? Let's say maybe you're an attorney, you're a photographer, or somebody that's sending multiple files that are very large files to somebody else. Typically, they can take 2 hours to send because you might have great download speeds, but your upload speed is not the same. So instead of taking 2 hours, that same upload file that you will be sending can now take 2 minutes. So that is a big, big difference when it comes to connections. Now, other things that we do offer as well is TiVo. Now, if you're not familiar with TiVo, or you might be, in the past, TiVo were the pioneers of pause, fast forward, and rewind. Back in the day, you have to purchase a giant bulky box in order for you to record and pause and do all of that. Now, our TV services are through TiVo, and that is already included with our services for DVR. It also has a Google Assistant included for TV services as well, and a voice remote. Now, this is just an illustration for you to see the difference of coax or cable, as people typically call it, versus our Blue Stream fiber network. So as you can see on the left-hand side, you will see there's a box there that says the node. So think of that where your internet is coming from, okay? So as you can see on the left-hand side, you can see that that signal starts to split between all the homes, okay? Now, with traditional coax, your bandwidth can be shared with up to 300 homes. So maybe that's why you notice at certain times of the day when everybody's home, your internet might be slowing down because you have that shared connection with everybody. There's also some vulnerability with environmental factors. A lot of the coax connections are actually aerial connections, versus our fiber network is completely underground. So they are protected from the elements. As you can see on the right hand side, you have improved times and reliability. You have faster speeds because you have those symmetrical speeds as well. And of course, this is future proof because as we know, technology keeps changing. And at some point, we will actually need higher internet speeds. And fiber optics allows for that speed to keep increasing. And again, if you've never heard about Blue Fiber, you can also Google us. You can go to the Better Business Bureau. We have A plus ratings, and currently, right now, we have 4.3 stars in Google as well, and we've won multiple awards as well. Now, so far, what have we done? I'm sure you have noticed that we have been doing a lot of construction outside your home. We were digging, trenching, and all of that is completed. So, if anybody in this room maybe has any outstanding construction issues in their yard or anything, you can come see us at the end as well. But everything has already been completed. The final thing we will do once we also set up that cabinet there with the generator, we will actually do a walkout, a final construction walkout with your board members to make sure that your community is the same way that we found it. So all of your greenery will be fixed or anything that is outstanding will be left the same way, if not better. Now, of course, our next section that we're moving forward to is your actual in-home installation. So everything outside your home has already been done. Now, the next step is going to be for that technician to come inside and install your equipment. And as Bill mentioned before, we actually do have some redundancy here at your property, meaning, as he explained earlier, if you lose power, that generator will kick in. So we have that available for you. So we guarantee speeds of 99% uptime. We also do have virtual tech support at your dedicated number, which is on your service and price guides. So for any kind of concerns you have, tech support is 24/7. And again, if for any reason anybody loses all services connected, we do offer same day or next morning, uh, for the technicians to come to your home if needed. Now, here is the service updates. Now, this is going to be very important, okay? You do not need to memorize this right now. Your board president will be actually sending all of these flyers for you with registration information. But just for everybody that is here, we are going to be having on-site registrations. They are going to be happening December 8th through the 12th, and then the following week, December 15th through the 19th at the Pelican Building. Now, be mindful, again, your board president will be sending out some flyers. For those of you that would like to speak to a representative on site, you have to sign up to speak to them. Okay, you just click on the link that's on the flyer and you can choose the date and time that works best for you. Now, these consultations are going to be 30-minute consultations. So, if you have any questions about your service and price guide, maybe you want to add TV services or phone services, you can do that at this time. Now, for those of you that don't want to speak to someone on site, that's totally fine. You can just call your dedicated number starting December 9th. So if you call the number today, nobody's going to answer, okay? Because it's going to go straight to voicemail. But starting December 9th, the prompts will be open, so you'll be able to speak to a representative as well. Thank you. It's a lot of perfect. First thing. Hopefully this is better. Oh, much better. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, for those of you, again, that don't need to speak to somebody in person, or maybe you're just sticking to just the internet services, I would suggest calling your dedicated line starting December 9th. Now, also, we do have a walk-in registration event. I know your community does a holiday party here or the holiday event. This is happening on Saturday, December 6th. It's going to be between 4:30 p.m. all the way to 7:30 p.m. also at Pelican Room. So you don't need to make an appointment for this one, okay? This is just a special event. So our representatives are going to be here on site, so if you would like to sign up for services at that time, just come and see them at the Pelican building. Again, you do not need to make an appointment for that. That's just walk in. But if you don't want to do that, again, you have those other two options where you can speak to a representative on site. But make sure you do sign up for them. And you can also call in starting December 9th. Now, again, as Bill mentioned earlier, what is included with your HOA dues? Well, you have 1,000 megabytes per second, which is equal to 1 gig of internet speeds symmetrical. And on the second and fourth year anniversary, your speeds will increase by 500 megabytes per second. So this is something really great that your community has done for you. They're thinking of the future. We know that technology is always changing and advancing. So the second and fourth years, automatically your internet speeds will increase as well. Again, as we talked about this, there are two options for you to sign up. The first one is to sign up for your consultation on site. Again, you only need to register if you would like to speak to a representative on site. The second option, starting December 9th, you can call your dedicated number and schedule your installation. Now, as you can see on your hands, you have your service and price guide, okay? Your service and price guide has a lot of great information. This has all of your upgrade packages that are available to you. You also have a channel lineup as well. And then on the back, you have a frequently asked questions section as well as your customer education resources. Your dedicated website is also on your service and price guide. So if you're somebody that enjoys watching video tutorials or how to use your devices, we have great videos online as well. So all of this is available to you. Now, again, you do not need to memorize this. Bill will be sending this out to you. Now, your community is very, very large. Okay, we have about 1,500 homes here. So, to minimize your wait times, what we have tried to do is set up dates for you to call. So, for example, when you see your street here, you will see Tuesday, December 9th. Those streets should be calling again. That is, if you are doing the call in option. If you are meeting with somebody on site, then you can just go whenever you choose. But again, to minimize those wait times, we don't want you waiting for over 30 minutes. We're trying to do this spread out for you. After the December 19th date, that is a free for all. So whoever has not called in, you can call whenever you want. So just give us a call and we'll schedule your technician installation. Now, back to our Wi-Fi, okay? We were talking about the differences between fiber and cable, okay? So big differences as we talked about. Sometimes when you have standard coax connections, you might have some spots where you don't get the best reception, again, because you might be sharing bandwidth with different homes versus what we try to do here at Blue Stream Fiber. Our technicians will come to your home and they will do something that's called heat mapping. Okay. What if you see your technician maybe standing in your living room, maybe going to a different area, they're making sure that your area all over your home has a strong Wi-Fi signal. Okay. So this is achieved by using some of our plume pods that are included, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that is the difference again, also with fiber, where we try to make sure that all of your areas have even coverage. Now, these are the plume pods right there, as you can see. Now, if you're asking what is a plume pod, you probably have no idea. That is okay. So typically, at your home, in order for the internet to get to your home, you need a modem, okay? Our modem is called an ONT. That's just what we call it, but it's a fiber modem. Now, in order to distribute the signal around your home, you need a router, okay? So these Plume pods or Wi-Fi pods, that's what they are. So they are your routers, okay? But they're not just any routers. As Bill mentioned before, you can actually control your home network as well with our Home Pass app that our technicians can set up for you. Again, if you're someone that's really tech savvy and you want to take control of your network, meaning, like he said, you don't want your spouse watching Netflix anymore in one of the TVs or in another device, you can turn it off. Or if you have grandkids and you don't want them using it, you can disconnect it. So you have that power to control your network. And it's very neat. You can do that, and your technician will set this up for you if you want to. Of course, it's not necessary, but for those tech savvy people, it's a great thing to have. Also, you can set up guest networks. So if you don't want to provide your Wi Fi password to maybe your cousin or whoever's staying at your home, you can just create a guest network for them as well. Now, for those of you that are interested in our TV services, we have TiVo. TiVo is the provider that, or the system that we use, I should say. As you can see, it is a very tiny box. The picture is actually really big. It's very small. It actually looks about the size of my phone right here. The little box, you can hide it right behind your TV, so it's not unsightly. It goes well with your decor. You can just hide it. And it also has the capability of supporting 4K and high definition for all of your TVs as well. This also does include Android. So if you're not familiar with Android, this is just some of our illustrations here where you can see you can download all of the applications such as Netflix. If you have Prime Video, you can also pause, rewind. You can start watching a show from the beginning. Or if you missed a show, you can just go back and watch it as well. And for those of you that love recording shows, we also do offer a lot of GVR options, different hours available for you, and it also does include our Google Assistant as well. Now, again, it has cloud DVR storage. So if you're not familiar with cloud technology, that means that if you are recording a lot of shows on maybe one of your set-top boxes, let's say one of your grandkids or nephews came over and they destroyed your box where all of your recordings were there. And don't worry, you don't have to worry because everything is saved on the cloud, meaning that even if your box was destroyed, if you were to get a new one, everything will be saved. So you don't have to worry about losing your recordings. You can also just record one single episode, or you can record a whole series as well, and you can watch from any device anywhere, and we'll cover that as well. And for those of you that love different applications, maybe you're sports fans, you have the NBA app or the MLB network, you can download all of these to your TiVo box, okay? So any of these, you can download all of your applications as well. And yeah, you can start over. So, for example, let's say you were watching a live show and you came home late and the show already started. That's okay. You can watch it right from the get go. Even if it's live, you can, of course, if it's live, you can just go back to where it started. And if you missed an episode when it aired, let's say it was last week and you went on vacation and you forgot to record it, that's okay. You can just go back to that, watch it again. Now, this is my favorite part of our system. Your remote actually has a Google Assistant included. Now, there are so many things that you can do with this Google Assistant. Think of it just like you would use it maybe on your cell phone if you are familiar with it. You can ask it different things like, hey Google, what's the weather like today? And it's actually going to show you on your 3D screen what the weather is like. Maybe if you have questions about a specific actor, maybe you want to know, hey, show me all Leonardo DiCaprio movies. It's going to give you a list of all of them. Or if you just want to find out information maybe about a sports celebrity. And also, if you have Google smart home devices, maybe you have those smart lights through Google or your cameras, you can actually control that from your voice remote from your TV. I do it all the time on my home. My whole home has smart lights, it has a camera. I can ask it, show me the front door or turn off my living room lights while I'm watching TV. I can just do that with my voice as well. Now, for those of you that love traveling, you can download the Bluestream Fiber TV app. So you can watch all of your recordings or even your channel guide. You can watch it on the go. All you have to do, excuse me, sorry. Um, so all you have to do is download our application here, and you can download it and start watching your favorite shows or just your regular channel lineup. So whichever package that you choose, you'll be able to watch this on the go. Now, these are the devices that it works on. So, of course, if you have your phone, if you have your tablet, if you own a Fire Stick or an Apple TV, you can download your application directly there and you can take your TV on the go. Now, this is very helpful. Maybe you like to hang out by the pool or you want to watch your favorite show. Just bring on your iPad or your phone and you can watch it pretty much anywhere. Again, if you go traveling, you're staying at a different state, you can just take your TV to go. So you don't have to physically grab your TiVo box and take it with you. You just download the application and you'll be able to watch TV everywhere. There are a couple of differences between watching the TV on the app versus at home. One of the main differences really is going to be the local channels, okay? Not all of them, but some local channels will not work. Let's say if you go to New York, for example, and you're watching a local news network, you might not be able to watch that because of FCC rules. But other than that, every other thing you can watch there with you. You can still watch all of your recorded shows as well. And the only other difference is that you won't get what's called the TiVo Plus channels. Okay, those are streaming channels that are not available on the app. But other than that, you can watch the same things on the go. Now, if you are a seasonal resident and you're not going to be here during installations, that's totally okay. Maybe you're going on vacation next week or pretty soon. Just give us a call when you come back. You can call us a week ahead, or if you know when you will be home, you can schedule your installation for that time. Also, if you are a seasonal resident and you choose to add maybe any TV or phone services, you can also put your bill in a seasonal hold. All right. The rate for TV and internet is $8 a month plus taxes and fees. And for phones, the seasonal rate is $6 a month. Now, the only requirement is that you have to set it up for a minimum of 2 months up to a maximum of 9 months. And you can put those in that seasonal billing if you're not going to be here, of course. And we did already discuss one of the last questions is, can I take my TV services with me when I go abroad or travel? Absolutely. Just download the Bluestream Fiber TV app and you can watch all your shows and channels on the go. Now, I'm not going to go through every single thing here because they're very small letters there on the screen. You actually have this on your service and price guide. They're available for you. Also, when you speak to your representative, whether on site or on the phone, you'll be able to ask more questions, but I will give you an example. So for the TV channel options, there's a package called Expanded TV. So if you look at your channel guide, everything has a title. So you will see a title where it says Limited TV, Expanded TV, or Digital Plus. So you can see all the sections of the channels that are available to you. Again, when you speak to your representative, just let them know what your favorite channels are, or if you already have them highlighted, they can help you pick the right plan for you as well. Again, these are a la carte options as well. If you're somebody that maybe has multiple devices at your home, maybe you're running 20, 30 plus devices, you already have amazing speed here. With 1 gigabytes is what you get, symmetrical speed. But if you're someone, again, that maybe has a smart home and you have everything connected to Wi Fi, you can also upgrade to 1.5 or up to 2 gigs as well. Now, this is going to be very important for those of you that are choosing to switch your home phone over to Bluestream. Again, this is only if you want to switch over your services. When you speak to your representative, let them know that you would like to keep the same phone number so we can port that number over. Now, in order to port a phone, it takes about 7 to 10 business days. So maybe you're very excited to get your installation when you call in and you say, I want my install the next day. That won't be possible if you are porting a phone number. So our representative will give you available dates just in order to give us time to get that number from your current provider. Also, very, very important. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not cancel your phone services until that phone number has been tested by our technician to make sure that phone number has been ported over. Otherwise, you will lose your phone number, okay? As soon as that technician checks to make sure the phone is working, you can call them and cancel right away if you want. But just do not, I cannot emphasize enough, do not cancel your number until it's properly working. Now, again, for those of you that love recording series, we also do have some a la carte options for your TV services. We have from 150 all the way up to 500 DVR hours as well. Now, these are some of the plans that we offer for you besides TV and internet. We have something that's called a home protection plan. Okay. Again, all of this information is in your service and price guides as well. So when you get home or over the weekend, you can look through this at your leisure prior to speaking to your representative. The home protection plan is going to cover any accidental fiber damage. It also will cover external wiring issues. They can be caused by animal damage. Hopefully, I'm sure you do not have a pest issue here at your community, but for some reason, let's say a rodent or some animal starts chewing up all your connections, that would be covered by our home protection plan. Other examples can be, let's say there's lightning and maybe you don't have your devices connected to a surge protector and your TV or your internet modem just blows up, right? Because of lightning, your home protection plan would cover that for you. Again, we hope those things don't happen, but if you're somebody that likes to prevent, you can have this home protection plan. Now, another great thing about this, if you are somebody that maybe is not so tech savvy and maybe you constantly need somebody to come to your home and do service calls, right? This would cover that as well. And I will give you an example. Blue Street Fiber, we have our tech support, which is 24/7, so most issues can be fixed right over the phone. The number one reason why people call our dedicated number is because somebody has pressed the input button on their TV remote. Now, if you don't know what the input button is, that's the button that changes if you have multiple devices connected to your to your TV. Maybe you have a DVD player, maybe you have a sound system. The input button controls which one you can see. Now, a lot of people will get scared when they put the input button and their screen goes black. They say, my box is not working, it's the end of the world. And let's say they call tech support and for some reason they couldn't figure out where the button is or what to do. If we were to send out a technician for an issue that is not Bluestream fiber related, meaning the TV box was working fine, you just put the wrong button, or maybe you turned off your TV. We've seen situations like that. You might get charged for a truck roll for that, nothing to do with our equipment. Now, of course, if something is wrong, for example, technology, devices, they die, right? Just like your phone, you may wake up one day and your phone just died and stopped working. That might happen to your fiber modem, it might happen to your TiVo box, and that's okay. If that's the case, our technician will come over and will replace that at no cost because it is our equipment. Now, every other damage, like I said, maybe you have a child or a pet that decided to chew up your devices. That is something that the home protection plan would cover. Okay, again, this is only for Bluestream fiber devices. Now, the new plans that we have actually partnered with Assurion. Some of you might have heard of them before. Maybe if you purchased a cell phone, or maybe you went to a Best Buy before and they offered you some type of protection for your devices. This is the company that offers them. This is going to be for third party devices. I'll give you an example. Maybe you have a laptop computer or you have a DVD player that maybe, you forgot how to install it or you're moving into a different room and you don't know how to do the setup. Assurion will be able to walk you through all of those steps. Okay, so this is for non-Blue Stream Fiber related devices. They'll be able to walk you through the installation process. Maybe if you purchase some Nest cameras or a Ring doorbell, and I'm sure they come with instructions, but like myself, I can't understand written instructions. I need either a video or I want someone to just come do it for me. So Assurion will be able to help you with that setup. Now, depending on what level of plan you have, so for example, the last plan, which is the Advanced Tech Care Plus, that is going to cover all mechanical and electrical breakdowns for all home devices, again, such as your computers, tablets, if you have a smartwatch. You don't even need to submit a receipt because let's be honest, if you purchased your watch 2 years ago, I'm not keeping a receipt with me, right? So, but if it's broken, I want it replaced. So if you have that plan, you just have to submit the claim and they'll be able to do that for you. This plan also includes 2 smart home device installations per year. They do have a $99 charge for them to come out and do that. Now, smart home devices can be, again, a smart camera. It can be your Ring doorbell. It can be your smart lights, or any maybe like a Sonos system or Bose system, they will do that for you. Again, this is all non-Bluestream fiber related. I know sometimes it's hard to troubleshoot certain things. Maybe again, your DVD player or your sound system, you're having trouble with it. They'll be able to assist. So again, also if you have more questions about these, the representatives on site or over the phone, they're the experts on this, so they know exactly what each thing will cover, so they'll be able to go through this with you in detail. We do also have some bundle packages available for those of you that want additional speeds. If you need more than 1 gig speeds, the 44.99 Connect Premium package gives you an additional 500 megabytes of speed. It also includes the Advanced Tech Care program as well as the Blue Stream Fiber Home Protection Plan. So that again gives you additional speeds of 500 megabytes per second. And it includes both plans. It has the highest tier Curian plan. And it also has the home protection plan for your Blue Stream Fiber devices. Again, we also do have other packages. The Connect Choice is $34.99. That one gives you an additional 250 megs per second. And it does include both the Assurion and the home protection plan. And then we have our Connect Essential. This is for those of you that want 500 megabytes of speeds. And it also gives you additional Wi-Fi pods if needed, and it does include the home protection plan only for Blue Stream fiber devices. So as you can see, both of those at the bottom, they're the same price. The big difference is that one is going to give you higher internet speeds. So the Connect Essential will give you 500 megs, but you won't get that Asurian plan included versus the other one is 250 megs, but you get both protection plans included. Now, again, the big difference between Asurion and the home protection plan is that one of them is for Blue Stream Fiber equipment, okay, and also if you need any technician assistant or a technician to come to your home, the home protection plan will cover that. Versus if you have any technical questions or you need help setting up a device that is not related to Blue Stream, or if you have any claims for damage, broken tablet screens, your computer broke, your watch broke, your PlayStation broke, for example, the Asurian plan, depending on what tier you have, that's what that will cover. Now, this is only going to apply for those of you that choose an additional service, such as the TV or the phone service. Now, depending which package you get, there are certain taxes and fees. We do have a network recovery fee, which is $7.99. And this actually helps Bluestream Fiber with building and maintaining our fiber optics and to also expand the network to make sure that your network is always working. You know, we do have to do maintenance in all of our fiber lines. So this helps with those costs as well. Now there is a broadcast TV fee of 31.87. This is mandated to pay broadcast fee to our local TV networks as part of the retransmission consent law that were passed by Congress in the Cable Act of 1992. And there's another fee, of course, the sports programming fee. And this fee, of course, is charged for all video customers that if you're going to be adding a sports package, for example, this fee will apply to you. This is because a lot of the sporting events that are live, we need to pay this. These are carried on popular networks like TNT, TBS, USA, and because you cannot just choose maybe you have one specific channel, maybe you only watch ESPN. Well, the sports package has many of them because of certain deals that are made with networks. So that's what the sports programming fee is. And of course, it's just our local sales tax as well that's always included as well. So we like to be very transparent. Also, when you speak to your representative, they will let you know exactly what your bill is going to look like so you don't have any surprises. So you'll always know exactly what you're going to pay. Now this is really great. When your technician comes to your home, they're going to be leaving behind a welcome card, okay? Now the welcome card, for those of you that are tech savvy, it has a QR code that you can just, just scan it with your phone and it's going to give you some information about frequently asked questions, and it's also on your dedicated website. So if you don't know how to use the QR code, that's okay. You can just go to your dedicated website. Now, when your technician comes to your home, they'll give you they'll give you a basic education of the services that you choose. So if you are only doing the internet, which is what's included as part of your HOA dues, they will help you set up your Home Pass app. That's the application we were talking about earlier, where you can control your network. So if you ever want to disconnect somebody's Wi-Fi, you can do that from there. So they'll give you that education during the installation. Now, for those of you, maybe you're getting the TV service or the phone service, for example, and maybe, you don't learn fast enough or you just like to take your time, you can actually schedule a 1 hour training with a technician. So after you get your first installation, if you see that you require additional education, maybe you're having trouble recording, or maybe you just want to learn about all the features and maybe I know some of you don't have like some computers or you don't like to use the computers. If you want our technician to come to your home and walk you through everything, you can schedule that 1 hour training if you would like. Now, We can also hold some on-site group training sessions if your board would like or the community would like. We can do some classes as well here. But the most important, and I will tell you, this is a great resource. Your dedicated website has everything. Okay, all the videos, all the questions you can think of. Maybe you want to learn how to pause and rewind, how to record a series. We have a video for everything. So get questions that maybe you don't feel like calling tech support, even though we're 24/7, so you can call them on 1 in the morning and they'll answer the phone. But if you don't want to do that, just go watch our videos. I really highly, highly recommend any questions you can think of, even billing questions or just regular questions, go to your dedicated website. Also, just to let you know, we use what's called Text Connect to communicate with you. We do not spam you, okay? We are not going to constantly be sending you emails with promotions. That's not what we do. Text Connect is only used when you initially sign up for your service appointment. You will get an email actually with your confirmation date and also the services that you chose, whether that was during your phone conversation or you talked to someone on site. You'll receive a confirmation email with the services that you selected and the time of your appointment. Also, you will receive a text message to remind you of your appointment. So we just want to keep you informed. Again, this is only for communication purposes. Maybe there's a hurricane coming and maybe there's certain things that we need to communicate with you. We will do it through text and an email, but we will not spam you with all these different offers and things like that. So also, Andre's team here from Tech Operations, all of his teams will be leaving with you that welcome card. That's what that looks like right there. Again, that's the one with the QR code. So if you know how to use it, that will take you straight away for some frequently asked questions. And there is a credentials card. This is where your technician will be leaving your network name and your password as well. So you can keep that, of course. If you're somebody that loses things like myself, I always take a picture of it so you don't lose that card. But that will be your information for your Wi-Fi password and your account number as well. Again, this is the dedicated website that I was talking to you about earlier. I know it's kind of small there, so you probably can't see it, but we have different sections. We have the Learning Resource Hub. This is where you find every single item about, again, how to record, how to pause, how to rewind. Maybe you want to learn how to use the HomePads app. You can go on this website and you can click on the learning resources. If you ever need to do a speed test, okay, just go to your dedicated website. There's actually a button that's called speed test. So you can just click it and then you can actually test your speed if you ever need to do that. You can also sign up for paperless billing and you can also do auto pay as well. All right. Now, other things, you can also create your profile here as well. And again, just lots and lots and lots of videos. So if you have any questions, this is the place to find it. So unless, of course, you need additional help and assistance, just call our tech support. They're open 24/7. Again, this is your dedicated line. You don't need to memorize it because you have it in your hands, okay? So it's on your service and price guide. And what I will, I'll give you a tip because you're probably going to throw these guides away at some point. Just save that, it's true, you'll throw it away. So just save your dedicated number on your phone. That way, however you're going to remember, just you can save it as internet or blue string fiber, however you're going to remember it. Just save that phone number if you ever need to give us a call. Now, before we move on to the question sections, I'm actually going to play a video here, and I'm going to have our director of tech operations, right? He's going to be talking about what to expect during the actual installation process inside your home, and he's going to be sharing his tips and tricks prior to the technician arrival. So I'll go ahead and get started. Here, I'll set up your
Thank
video.
you, thank you, thank you, Diane.
All right, let me go ahead and adjust the mic. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Can you hear me in the back? Just a couple of thumbs up, please. Just let me know that we're still together. All right, I appreciate it in the back. Thank you. All right, so really quick, my name is Andre Melendez, technical director with Blue Stream Fiber. Been in the industry for quite some time. However, this is my first. Hold on, I'm reaching out this. I'm kidding. It's okay. We're allowed to laugh. Okay. All right. User friendly. I am. So what we're going to do here is we'll take a look at at kind of a rough, how can I say, a rough view of what to expect on our installations. Again, just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. All right. How about now? Yep. All right. Thank you. All right. So again, and thank you to Bill for allowing us to use his home as, while I don't like to use the term guinea pig, I do love to use the term beta testing. Right? Just a look and feel of it. However, before we get kicked off again, my name is Andre Melendez, technical director with Blue Stream Fiber. A couple of key things. Been in the industry for quite some time. Had a chance to work for the big box stores as well as other not so big box stores, and I tell you, it's night and day. All right. One of the reasons why we're here today is to form that relationship with the property first and foremost. All right. I don't hide behind emails. I'm more customer facing. I like to be in the field. I still have my boots in the truck, so trust me. There's a reason why I come out to these events just so I can be in front of our customers and build that relationship. Okay. So again, we're gonna go look at a video, and what I'm gonna do is step by step, and if you help me, we're going to take it step by step, meaning when the technician first arrives at the home, what to expect. But before we get to that point, what everyone in this building and each of our customers should expect is a 30-minute pre-call, meaning we owe it to our customers to call, let them know we're on our way in advance, right? Nothing worse than a last minute, hey, the technician just showed up at my house. There was no previous notification. We learn from those opportunities, and that's why we instill a 30-minute pre-call, right? So, assuming for this video, the technician has made the 30-minute pre-call, right? What we're going to do is take it next step. Right? Unfortunately, there's no audio. However, I can go ahead and give a brief description. The technician arrives, knocks on the door, just introducing himself to the customer. But if you notice there, really quick, just understanding the environment he's entering in. He wants to be mindful of your property being first and foremost your home. As we're exiting or entering your home, we want to be mindful of the floor. That's why we're going to wear booties on each of our shoes, right? Now, I will tell you, this by far is the game changer between us and other service providers. We owe that level of respect to you in your home, so we want to make sure we keep this as a mandate. In fact, this is part of our quality control inspections. We will ask those questions. Did the technician wear booties? Right. So again, the technician pre-call introduces himself to the customer. He's going to go ahead and slip on his booties, and here he is. What he's going to do is now meet the customer, as we can all know who that is. Thank you, Bill. Looking good out there, Bill. Looking good, right? What the technician now is doing is, after introducing himself, kind of describing, based on the installed environment, what and where the install is going to take place. Meaning, how the fiber is going to come into the home, where the equipment is to be located. Kind of give that overview. What he or she is going to do is keep you involved in the installation experience, right? The last thing we want is to be told, just sit down, we'll do the install, I'll tell you what the Wi-Fi. That's not what we do. We can't. This is your home. You should have full control, full say in what goes in and where it goes, right? So again, partnering with you, we want to make sure we meet that expectation as well. So again, the technician, thank you, Bill. He's describing where the modem is going to go and what the installation steps will look like, right? Right. Again, with care in your home, the technician starts up his installation process wearing the appropriate gear, safety gear, hard hat, gloves, safety glasses, knee pads. Anytime we have to enter into the attic, we want to take that safety precaution, in place. We want to make sure we stay safe as we're working inside and around your homes. Right? Now, again, we have our installation leaders outside assessing what the exterior of the home is going to look like. We identify where the fiber is located and how we're going to make entry into the home as we bring that dedicated fiber. to the outlet itself. Okay. All right. Just having a close conversation. In this case right here, we identified from the outside to the inside, we identified where the existing coax is located, the existing phone line, all the networking line. There's a conduit from point A outside to point B inside in most cases, right? In this case, thank you, Allison. I see you back there now. Thank you. In most cases, we will use that as as a way of bringing in the fiber optic line. However, in other cases, we will assess and bring you into that discussion if this option is not available to you, right? Again, with respect to your home, with respect to drilling additional holes, we want to avoid. Making any undue damage to the home, we want to avoid. So that's why we want to work with you and describe and kind of, have a good understanding of what that installation looks like for you. Okay. I hear questions in the back. However, in this case, we were able to identify just pulling in a new fiber line. We found a conduit from outside to inside. So that's the path we've chosen. Okay. Again, every customer is going to get a dedicated fiber line, as you can see, from the outside to inside. In this case, what the technician is doing, he's assessing, he's measuring how the fiber line comes out of the home. And instead of, I'll tell you, as of recently, I've had a chance to drive around the property. I see a lot of loose cabling, a lot of coaxial cable just flopping in the wind with a couple of zip ties, and it's very unsightly, right? I will tell you, we do not want to leave it that way. What we're going to do is install what's called a panduit or a molding, where the fiber itself is going to be housed. What that does for us and our homeowners, it provides an additional layer of protection from the elements. And from an HOA perspective, it is also pleasing and acceptable to the community as far as that cosmetic piece, right? You definitely don't want any loose cabling or anything that is just unsightly to the home. We don't want to add to it. In fact, we're going to take that extra step to make sure we clean up and protect that fiber by installing that molding. Okay. And again, that's our fiber optic premise enclosure. Each home will have one by the side of their home. Technician is taking measurement, just kind of getting a rough estimate of what that fiber molding and what that microduct and panduit will look like. Now we're going into the activation, so he's cutting in the fiber, making sure when it goes into the premise box that it is secure, right? That's what the finished product looked like. And for folks in the corner, I'll get out of the way. If you can come take a look, this is what the end product is going to look like. Again, this is just one of many examples that we're going to, take that extra step and make sure that we leave things protected. Okay, cosmetically pleasing, right? And something that's really kind of takes a little bit more pride in our work, and we provide that to our customers, right? So again, we'll answer a little bit more during the open Q&A session. Will every scenario look like this? That's our target. This will be our target. However, we do have other molding, other panduit, other methods we could to present this type of end result. Okay, let me pause here. As you can see here, we had a discussion earlier during the presentation what the pods look like, what the ONT looks like, the fiber modem. This is what the end result will look like in the home. Again, one of many examples. We're talking 1,452, give or take, homes.
425.
I appreciate that. 25.
Doesn't courtesy.
That's right.
Correct.
So again, when we touch it, we want to own it. If we're going to own it, we're going to make sure we leave behind a pleasing installation. We want to make sure that it's cosmetically acceptable to the homeowner. And again, in this scenario, we were able to mount it where the previous phone service or phone equipment was located. Again, we were flexible in working with the customer to install the ONT where it works for you, where it makes sense using, whether it be existing Cat5 or Ethernet cabling in the home. We have ways to work around where we can meet each customer's need. Okay. All right. Again, just to let it play out, this is what we kind of want to manage too. We kind of want to avoid any spaghetti, any loose cabling, anything along those lines. So we're going to make extra effort to kind of clean things up behind us. Again, through no fault of anyone, right? I'm just as guilty adding on, plugging in, and just forgetting it as long as it works. But again, if we're going to sign off on that work, we want to take every step to make sure we address, the cabling. Good cable management means long-term service reliability. We want to make sure we connect that dot for our customers as well. Okay. Thank you. So as we're taking, and thank you for the nudge. Thank you for the nudge, Diane. So, so a couple of things, as we alluded to, a couple of tips, a couple of tricks, a couple of things to prep for the installation. Here's, if I can, I don't want to walk the room, but I at least want to face my audience behind me. So can you hear me in the back? Okay. Who here has a smartphone? Every hand should go up. It's okay. It allows you, right? So your smartphone is connected to an existing wireless network, correct? Right? What we will ask, have that Wi-Fi network name and password ready. I've seen more times than, thank you, Allison, again, helping me out. Right? I've seen more times than not where the Wi-Fi forgot my son or my husband or my wife wrote the number. I don't have it. I'm looking in the junk drawer. That's okay. Should we need to create a new Wi-Fi network for you, we will do so. You will work with us. We'll partner through this. Just make sure I don't leave behind too much feed or noise. Are we good? The audio sounds kind of. This guy here? You want me to use that one? Yeah. I'll switch up microphones. Bill is telling me I have too big of a mouth and I'm caught a little bit. That's it. All right, so Wi-Fi network name and password. Please have that information ready. If it's not ready, that's okay. We will rewrite a new network name and password with you. And you can also control your network name and password using the Bloom Home app. A couple of things Diana alluded to. There's an application you will receive called Bloom Home. This is where you have full control of the network, full speed testing, because I know a lot of folks are fixed on internet speed. This is going to be your source of truth of Wi-Fi network management. And again, as the installer comes to the home, that is part of our QC checks and balances. Right? We have to be able to talk to you or kind of help guide you through that installation of the full app. Okay? So, Wi-Fi name and password. Be mindful of the wireless devices that you have connected in your home. That means every printer, every Ring camera, I've seen a smart refrigerator. I've seen them. Smart water heaters. I've seen them. Just be mindful because here's what has happened, even during our beta testing. Oh, I forgot that one thing I had in the back of the closet. I'm going to bring it out, and now I can't connect it to my network. Trust me, we're there to help guide that along. We want to make sure you're happy with the service and everything is connected by the end of our services. All right? Okay. One last piece. If there are any custom audio, video, or networking applications, for instance, it was alluded to Sonos earlier today. A lot of folks have had, audio video vendors come on out and do the installation of the Sonos. Our technicians will help guide 1000%. But if there are any special configuration or options or something that audio video or networking person has done, we will need them to become involved. Right? I'm speaking of custom AV racks, custom surround sound, something very high end. We want to make sure we partner with you and the audio video technician so that way there's a smooth integration. Right? Want to make sure I'm being heard. Can I get a thumbs up? All right, kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense. Hopefully I didn't lose my audience. All right. Again, it's going to be a lot of change for us. Our job is to see this through nice and easy. Painless for our customers. That's okay. It's a lot of change. What we're looking for is a nice experience, something that feels more supportive than a lot of uncertainty. All right. So again, if we are moving, at a kind of a more rapid pace than what you're used to, we will slow down. We will take our time. We will keep you informed of every step of the install experience. Right? Okay, how's that sound? Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. With that being said, I'm going to give Diana back the floor.
Good with this mic, guys? Okay, questions? Let's raise your hands. Okay, of course, all in the way in the back. Okay, hold on.
No,
All right, let's start with. Okay, make your question.
Okay, quick question for you. First thing is do you, I'm assuming when you're going to use the network, you're going to use the same SSID and the same password?
yes,
Okay, so that'll save a lot for my fish tanks. The
absolutely.
other thing is that by full control of the network, does that give me port access? Because I need to control my ports.
So I don't know, the audio kind of went up really fast here. Port access, yes. It's in advanced options, yes.
Okay, so I can control the port.
That is correct, sir.
Oh man, okay. Start here. Okay. Keep going.
Hello. I have two questions. Number one, with all due respect to your technical people, do they have command of the English language?
Yes, I will tell you,
I'm
yes.
serious because I've had trouble, and I'm sorry, but I do not speak Spanish, Philippine, whatever. But if they have command of the English language, that's tremendous.
Yes. We hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, number two, I've had some damage to my property, shrub. They covered my mulch, everything. Who do I see to get that repaired or replaced? Talk to Val? Val, right there?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. You, first of all, Bill, this question is for you. What are we paying for them? What basic service?
Internet. Can have my 1 gig down.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay. Who decides whether or not you need a plume pod in your house when you install?
We do. During the presentation, we'll perform what's called a home app.
It's not our call. It's your call.
It's our call. And what we mentioned earlier, and I also want to pay attention to this side. Part of your Wi-Fi whole home coverage includes the pod. So the pod is included.
There should be one. Well,
Correct.
that's our biggest problem with a bar bedroom.
That's okay. If we need to use,
it's very slow.
If we need to use more than one, we're prepared to do so.
Sorry, our agreement is 2 or more.
2 or more pods. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Dave.
Thanks for the
Under
presentation.
conditioned air, yes.
Thank you for the presentation. Question on, I have pool equipment that is hardwired for internet, not Wi-Fi. Is there a Cat 5 on any of your device where I can plug that in?
As far as Cat 5, typically the Cat 5 is in the home, not on the device.
No, I'm talking internet connection. So I have a hardwired connector into my current modem.
Sure, there's an output of the pod itself to provide that hard line connection to your device.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'm sorry. Well, the modem, the design, if we go back, and I should have went back a few clips. The design is the modem itself is going to feed the plume. Plume now becomes the router. That's where the hardline connection starts.
okay. And one thing I had, Dave, I have my Xbox and a couple other things that are hardwired. I just got very inexpensively off of Amazon a 2.5 gig router and hardwired everything into the one of the pods. Works great. Okay. Question back here, yeah. So we'll move over to the other side.
Is there a difference between a digital channel and a regular channel for picture quality?
If you're talking resolution, are you talking resolution? Okay, so the Oh, so there is no analog over a digital stream. Oh, you're talking the tier, the video tier. All right, so our account managers are going to talk a little bit more about the video tier. If you're talking digital starter versus enhanced, they'll be able to talk a little bit more clearer to that.
Yeah, so
take
that's
my
just
question?
the name of the packages. As you can see, there's one that's called Digital Plus, Sports Plus, but that's just the name of it where it says digital. But yes, all of our content, most of the channels actually now, they're all high definition. There's very little channels nowadays that are standard definition. Mostly everything is going to be HD. And a lot of the new movies that are coming out, if your TV also has 4K capabilities, our TiVo boxes are capable of handling high definition and 4K. But that is just the name of the package. So we don't do analog anymore with our services.
All right, next question. I have two questions. One is oh, one was there was no schedule for the condominium association Somerville on dates on the screen tonight. I didn't see the street. Okay. Second. Yeah. Okay. I didn't. Maybe I couldn't. I didn't see it. Okay, it's in there on Thursday.
And you don't need to memorize
Second,
against. This will be shared
Okay.
by your community, so you don't need to memorize this today.
In the master bedroom, we have a manifold. In our master bedroom, we have a manifold with all the cable that comes into the unit. Will you be using that?
We'll make every effort to use that.
Okay.
Every effort. Okay.
So if you needed to get to the area where my modem is hooked up to, where the modem is hooked up to, do you have to gain access to that?
We again, not understanding the home build, I would need to, or our team would come out and inspect first to see what is accessible
Okay.
and what options we could provide to you for a good, clean installation. Right? Again, part of the installation experience is assessing before we just start putting in equipment, pulling cables, drilling holes. The last thing we want to do is create any more, potential for
Like moving
display.
furniture or something that's in the way.
Ah, okay. So a couple of things we need to talk about, and I see a lot of head nodding. Yes. Remember, we're now working with a wireless technology, right? So no longer will you have to get to the coaxial outlet or anything like that. We'll work with you, right? We'll work with you if we need access to those entertainment centers or behind the couch or whatever the case. We will work with you. However, we will leverage the pod plume to keep that technology nice and flexible to avoid those unnecessary needs.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you. No, that was a good question.
On the base system, I'm looking at a page labeled channel lineup. And is that the base system that we'll be buying along with the internet speed?
No. The only thing that we're getting is internet. Anything related to TV is purely optional on your part. Okay. Association has nothing to do with the TV service. Yes, right. It's all direct to consumer. Okay. Yes, be able to stream. Yes. So like for example, I have Netflix and I'm streaming with no problem. Okay. See a question over here? Okay.
So I might be misunderstanding this, but this 1095 a month home protection plan, we're not currently paying for that,
No,
correct? So we have to pay for that at this point. So if
okay.
but then if something happens, we're on the hook for stuff that we're
If
correct.
if you're responsible for destroying the equipment, yes. For damaging the equipment.
Okay, but accidental would be like she's like if a rodent chews through a wire, we're not responsible for that currently, right? So we are responsible for it now, or when they do the changeover.
I'm not sure
So she used the example like if a rodent chewed through a wire outside,
right.
that we would be responsible.
Outside, just to put some clarity, what we're talking about is point of demarcation, right? Who owns what, right? Who has to pay for what? What our job, Blue Stream job, is to make sure that signal or the fiber light is 100% to your house. there's something, let's say, by some damage should happen to the fiber line outside, that's our job. You do. Then you and I are going to have a conversation with the landscaper because they're going to be on the hook, right?
Yeah.
It's their fault. But again, our job, and should be any utility, our job is to provide you that signal. I can't hold you accountable for something that was outdoors, right? We can't. We don't apply that cost to you. Now, getting back to the other side of the spectrum, right? If it's something that's causing a service outage that is non-Blue Stream related, again, referring back to the TV input, I've rolled on a service call, a rodent inside the home or something just chewing apart the HDMI cable. Again, I'm spitballing here. Again, is it Blue Stream responsibility, or is it now a customer unknowingly because there are rodents in the ceiling? That's where we would have a conversation before anything happens blindly or you'll get a blind bill. Our job is to be fully transparent with our findings. And I would ask that each of our technicians show you, right? That way there's no guesswork involved before that conversation happens. Okay? Fair. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. You have questions over here? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you can answer this, but what happens to the existing equipment that we have already?
You can answer that. The question is, what's going to happen to the existing CenturyLink equipment? The short answer is, hold on to it. You are all personally responsible under our existing contract with CenturyLink for that equipment. We've tried to have conversations with CenturyLink about setting up a bulk retrieval process with them. They're waiting until next year to talk to us and put together a process. So what I did is I just put it in a box, put it away in my garage. And when we're ready to start collecting, we will send out announcements to do the bulk retrieval of the CenturyLink equipment. It's only the modem, right? One thing, good. Well, I'm sorry, it's the modem and the power cord. Thank you, Val. Okay. Now, one thing that it's very important that why we need to have this process in place is because we need to associate each piece of equipment with each address so that CenturyLink doesn't come back and try to charge you for lost equipment. So that's why we're being very precise with them about having an audited process to make sure no one gets stuck with this. So so we're a bit frustrated in dealing with CenturyLink because we tried to have this conversation with them a month and a half ago, and they kept saying, "Well, we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out." Okay. Okay, hold it, right there first.
I notice on your sheet that you say it doesn't apply to outdoor living spaces, lanais, and patios. A lot of us have TVs. We have use a phone on our patios. Patio is part of our houses, really.
Yes.
Is that? Are you sticking to that, or is that not true?
So I'm going to tell you, I have to take this hard of a stance to let you know the plumes. We're responsible for plume whole home Wi-Fi coverage under conditioned air. Now let me explain why. Right, the little pods, they're meant for indoor use, just like any piece of electronics. Okay, although we have outdoor TVs, which I get. Right, I will tell you, our technicians will give every effort to provide Wi-Fi coverage towards the outside, towards the lanai. Now, I will tell you, where the game quickly changes, storm-rated glass, your sliding lanais, those by design, Wi-Fi technology does not like it.
I have that. I have impact glass.
I will explain, all right? What typically happens in those applications, the customer will come in after us, purchase an access point to, again, work with that application, right? Work with the outdoor connectivity. But our technicians, I'm going to call it what it is. I have a pod on the on one of my outdoor walls, my exterior walls, to connect to my pool and it works well. Okay, but I have to be very transparent and let you know the pod, the whole home Wi-Fi coverage is for under conditioned air. That means everything within the walls.
Well, my existing system with Quantum or CenturyLink works well outside.
Let,
Yes.
let like I mentioned, the Wi-Fi pod will make every effort to get that connectivity out there for you. Okay? I would ask in those scenarios, let's make sure to test it as well with the slider open and with the slider closed, and you will notice a quick difference. Again, that's full transparency. It's not a Blue Stream issue. That's a Wi-Fi technology standard.
But if we had it already, then I would expect your to be equally as efficient.
Absolutely. For the third time, you're absolutely right. We'll make every effort. So on day of installation, please work with the technician and make sure we test before and after.
The call-in dates, what are the hours of that? And what are the hours of the appointments? Are they just Monday
Yes,
through
that's
Friday or?
great question. So once you start doing your installation, when you start calling, you can start calling from 8:30 in the morning all the way until 5:30 p.m. is when you can call to schedule your appointments. Now, your arrival window for the technician, if you choose an AM appointment, that is going to be between 8 and noon. And the PM appointment is going to be between 1 and 5 p.m. Again, this is not to say the technician is going to be there all day. That is the arrival window. And as Andre mentioned, the technician will give you a heads up when he's on his way, just to make sure that you are ready, to open the door for the technician. Also, if you have any animals in your home, maybe you have some dogs, make sure you can, place them in a safe environment so the technician can work in your home. So if you have any of those, just make sure you put them away. Again, just to remind you again, have that Wi-Fi name and password ready for your technician. That makes it very seamless, okay, for your devices to automatically connect. Now, do not make the assumption that all of them will automatically connect, because we have seen in the past, especially with printers. Printers are very pesky for some reason. Even though you use the same network name and password, sometimes you have to reset it or disconnect it and connect it again in order for it to work. So the only thing that I ask from each of you is, before your technician leaves, if you have certain devices that you want connected to the Wi-Fi, or you had something working a specific way, don't let them leave and then, they left your home and then you're like, oh no, my TV wasn't connected, to the Wi-Fi. Just make sure before they go that your main things that you're using every day, that they are working. And if you have a dusty printer or a fax machine that you haven't turned on in a couple of months, but you want it connected to the Wi-Fi, make sure that you ask the technician to do that. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
is this Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5?
You can actually call on Saturday as well, to make an appointment
The
as well.
appointments, I'm asking about the appointment.
Yes, yes. So we're actually doing installations Monday through Saturday. The only day we're not doing installations is Sundays. That's typically when our technicians have off, but all of the installations will be Monday through Saturday, and we're doing how many per day? Uh, yes, we're still working on that, but multiple installations per day. Yes.
All right, thank you.
We saw, okay. We'll pass it down.
A follow-up to what Don was saying about the lanai. What about people's garages? Will there be Wi-Fi coverage out there? I don't have Wi-Fi. I walk out in the garage,
Testing,
there's
testing.
Wi-Fi.
So all I can say is, I can say from my experience, I've got good coverage of Wi-Fi now. In my garage, which I didn't have in the past. So that's my house configuration.
So the question came up, what about outside the house?
I have two different questions. One is, do we get coverage outside the house? Can we get coverage outside the house?
Well, the Plume Pod, the mesh technology is designed for under air, everything inside the house. Now, I've been full transparency. I just showed our future customer here what my home looks like with a Plume Pod to my pool and and it's an excellent coverage. But again, want to make sure we're all fully aware the technology by design is intended for indoor under air use. What you're explaining is an access point, something that's of commercial grade, ceiling mounted, something where it hits the whole lanai and the garage or the driveway. That's not the pod. However, we'll make every effort to keep that connection strong for your garage, for your lanai. We'll make every effort.
My second question is this. Do you have anything here comparable to what YouTube TV offers here so that it's easy for us? It's difficult to put them all together to compare with YouTube TV.
If I'm understanding correctly, YouTube TV, I
Right.
want to know if there's a comparable service.
Yeah, do you
The
have?
Blue Stream Fiber app as a whole is a video application service to you. And if it is part of your upgrade and you do decide to take on video with us, you will have full access to that. I'm hoping that kind of answered the question. But as far as
No.
YouTube TV,
No.
remember,
No, it doesn't. I'm talking about the
Ex-
channels.
sure. Here's Joe.
I can help answer that a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, to a basic YouTube TV package would be the limited TV and the expanded TV. Service package.
That's good.
All right,
looking at
so we got a question at the far end here. Right, far end.
Hello, I am one of the friendlies and I would like to know a great service. I have a large house, 4 bedrooms, and I have reception in the front of the house, in the front porch and in the lanai.
Thank you.
We work together on that and they're able to accommodate as well as the garage. But my question is, will we have to register if we already had the service and we are part of the friendlies?
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. Your service is up and running. I'm very glad you're enjoying it. And thank you for that testimonial. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We got a person in the back first. Okay, hold on. That's okay. I got it. I need the steps. Okay, question back here.
Okay, typically you said you could have a morning appointment or an afternoon appointment, 1 to 5. Somebody going to come at 5 o'clock? Typically, how long does it take to put it in? Are they going to be there for 2 hours, 3 hours?
So early, I believe we mentioned it in the presentation. We do offer those two time frames, AM, PM, right? Let's say if the installation is unique and we're gonna have to put in an extra amount of work, on the technician, and let's call it what it is. Let's say if the technician runs behind, we will have additional resources to keep our operations moving forward, right? If we need to leapfrog, basically send a technician who's wrapping up an earlier installation to help the later installation, we're prepared to do that. But I will tell you, be prepared anywhere from an hour and a half to 4 hours. And the reason why I say I have to be transparent, best case scenario and worst case scenario, right? If they have to install, again, I'm spitballing, 7 pods, they're a customer wanting 9 TiVo IP boxes, something very big of a project. You see where I'm going to with that, right? You see where I'm going to. Again, we have to be mindful of that. But again, we don't want the customer staying all day in their home waiting for an hour and a half appointment. So that's where we're paying attention to our technician progress and we'll move resources to accommodate that.
Thank you. All right. Okay, hold on. Sure.
How long will we still be connected to CenturyLink?
Okay, our contract with CenturyLink ends April 26th next year. So obviously our goal is to try to get as many people connected by late March. So we have a little buffer room because we do have renters and some houses that are vacant that we still need to work with the owners on to make sure we get all these cutovers occurred, especially if a vacant owner has a security system running on their house. So that's why we're making a big push with this to really sort of get this going in December, January, February. Okay.
Bill, before we go into the next question, I do want to talk about CenturyLink service. Again, going with our beta testers, I want to provide some of that good feedback to our team here and our residents here. If you're keeping CenturyLink Wi-Fi active and we're installing Blue Stream Wi-Fi, but you're wanting to keep the same network name and password, what do you think happens there? Talk to me. You got it, right? It's either one or the other. Thank you, Val. Yes. Keep one or the other. Again, if you have CenturyLink Wi-Fi that's currently active, right? You know what? I like that Wi-Fi name and password. Please use the same thing for Bluestream. We will do that. But what happens if you have two networks, one device? Where do you think that device is going to do? It's going to bop between two networks, and then it gives the perception that Bluestream network is broken. Right? Yes. Correct. To Val's point, our technicians will provide that same network name and password. What we should see is all those devices migrating over to the new Wi-Fi. But again, I want to be very transparent based on beta testing feedback, right? That's some of the things we want to be mindful of. The other piece, as Bill's taking another question, I want to bring to light on our technicians pre-call, when they're calling 30 minutes in advance, some folks have their security setting on their phone really high. It may come up as potential spam. Yes, I've seen it where they'll deny it and reject it, send it to voicemail. Our technicians will leave a voicemail. We will leave a voicemail, so be prepared for that as well. Okay? But again, you'll receive an email, you'll receive text connect, you'll receive enough notification of your appointment time frame.
All right, we're going to do one more question here, and then in fairness, we had about 40 to 50 Zoom participants, so we're going to switch over to them in a minute. Yeah, I know. Project.
I don't had 40 questions.
There you go.
I'm not sure if you're fully aware of how everything is installed in our situation. Bill might know, but those boxes that we have in our washrooms and stuff, but
Excuse me, everybody, please.
are
If
those required?
Excuse
You
me,
still have to keep
everybody,
those?
if we can hold aside conversations, if anybody, I know we
So,
kind of went a
okay.
little earlier, but if anybody needs to leave, you may do so, but please keep the side conversations to a minimum so we can answer the questions of the rest of the members. Thank you.
There's not 2.4 and 5.
So the question, Andre, was, is there a 2.5 and a 5 gig network or just a single wireless network?
It's dual band. It's dual band. 2.5.
Okay.
5 gig. You got it. It's dual
Okay.
band.
All right. Okay.
Hey team, can I have everybody's attention, please?
All right. All right. Hold on. Hold it. Okay. Okay. So we'll have people here for more questions during Winterfest, and starting next week, you can set up your appointments. Okay. Vic, can we, is there a Zoom user that wants to ask a question?